Okay guys, starting soon. Time is up and welcome to Vaidya's Chess Hub. And I first of all am so sorry that the last time when we were having a wonderful session, due to some connectivity issue, we could not finish all the questions. But today we will finish them. What I would like to know is if you have the 15th question, because I'm sure we were done till 15, but I'm not exactly sure when there was this connection issue. So if anyone does not have it, well, let me bring my notepad and well, let me scroll to the question number 15. Well, this is the question number 15. How is the result written at the end of a game? So that is what was question number 15. Let me know if this is exactly where you are so that we can start together. Okay, let me pull up the chat window to find out what people are saying. No, Prajna, you don't have to miss Alison so much. She is with us. Alison, you could say hi to Prajna, your friend. She's missing you. So she is here. She did chat. I greeted her good afternoon because that's what it is there in UK. And well, please let me know if everybody has the question number 15. Please let me know. If you don't have it, well, you should copy that from this one. You have the notepad now in front of you. So that's question number 15. And so I'm going to start now with the question number 16. Alright, the question number 16. So here is our theory paper and I shall scroll down to question number 16. The question number 16 is, name some tactics commonly used in chess. Name some tactics commonly used in chess. That's your question number 16. Some commonly used tactics in chess. I am also going to make a note with you guys. So here it is in my notepad, question number 16. Name some tactics commonly used in chess, in the game of chess. Now this time I am not going to recommend any video because this is quite simple. There's no separate video for this. Well, here is the plan for today. We intend to finish the 20 questions at hand, and should there be time, well, I feel that we should have an extended session to do at least 5 tactical positions. So our first task is to finish these 30 questions. There are 30 questions. We are on question number 16. And the moment we finish them, we could proceed to some tactics. Okay, it's the day, normally Wednesday is the day when I play a slow game with classical time control. But today we have decided to finish this important task on a priority. And on Sunday I shall play the game. But we will do tactics. If you are done with the question number 16, let's proceed. Question number 17 then. What are the 3 ways to get out of a check? I repeat, what are the 3 ways to get out of a check? The 3 ways to get out of a check. You all know that there are 3 ways to get out of check. Here is the number 17 in my notepad. There are 3 ways to get out of check. Name. Oh, did I copy paste the same thing? I beg your pardon. Guys, question number 17. What are the 3 ways to get out of a check? What are the 3 ways to get out of a check? Okay, so let me just go through that very quickly. There are 3 ways to get out of a check. The first one is you move the king. The second one is that you block the check, The third one is you take the checking piece. I repeat, first you move the king, obvious thing. Second, you can block the check. And the third thing is you take the checking piece. And that's why in the previous lecture, or maybe the lecture before that, we studied the power of a double check, where there's only one way to get out of that check is to move the king. Okay, so and the seniors, again I'll say that what is important is that your answer should be a little different from what the juniors would write. You can add something, maybe provide a nice example with a position. You can add as much variety as you can. So that was our question number 17. And now the question number 18. So what's the question number 18, guys? What is the move called when it is not played according to the laws of chess? What is the move called when it is not played according to the laws of chess? So when the move is not in accordance, okay, with the laws of chess. So what is such a move called? Let me pull up my notepad for you. Question number 18. What is the move called when it is not played, or the move is not according to the laws of chess? And again, the seniors, you have to use the correct words. That's question number 18. Question number 18. Hello Ankit, you joined us late, is it? But then you're compensating for it by giving answers. Well, I'll share the answers, don't worry Ankit. You can also do this activity, by the way. No, don't have to be so sorry, it is perfectly okay. Let's proceed to the next question, guys. So this is question number 18, and now question number 19. The question number 19 is write the names of all the chess pieces. I'm going to make a slight correction here. It's not chessmen, it is chess pieces. Write, the computer gives me a red underline. Okay, write the names of all the chess pieces. The names of all the chess pieces. So very important, you don't say chessmen, write the names of all the chess pieces. Guys, it's very important you understand this. And Alison, Prajna, Kalyani, Prisha, all the girls here would like this, the women, ladies, because it's not just chessmen. We have a queen on the board, and she is the real power behind the throne. So I'm just going to correct that, modify that question a little bit. I don't want you to name all the chessmen. I want you to name all the chess pieces. You know how the language keeps evolving, right? Practice makes a man perfect. Practice makes an individual perfect. Slight change, okay, but an important one. So name all the chess pieces. You should name all the chess pieces. Here is my notepad. Rajna, I hope you and Alison and Kalyani will appreciate this subtle but necessary change. Name all the chess pieces. Thank you, Prajna. Thought you would love that. I was very sure of this, that Prajna would appreciate the subtlety behind it. Anyway, nice. We will proceed to the next one. The next question will be the question number 20 for us. Question number 20 is, what is the maximum number of squares that the queen can control? Now this is the one question where Ankit and everybody, you could pitch in and answer right now. What is the maximum number of squares that the queen can control? Go ahead and actually you can share your answer here. Let's see how many people can give this answer correctly. Count it. How many, what are the maximum number of squares that the queen can control? Let's see if you can give me the answer. Let's pull up the chat window as well. Here we go. So I'm waiting for the answer. What is the maximum number of squares that the queen can control? Those who want to write the question, here it is. What is the maximum number of squares that the queen can control? So what is the maximum number of squares? Alison, you can also pitch in if you have ever done this calculation. It will be awesome. Who will be the first to answer? Let's see if we have some answers here. I repeat the question before moving off this scene. What is the maximum number of squares that the queen can control? And we have some answers. Ooh, Alison, you're saying 56. Vyang is saying 27. Rudra is saying 27. And guess what? Ooh, 21. Anay says 21. Nadish Gaikwad is saying 27. I'm going to reveal the answer in today's lecture itself. So we'll get to a chessboard and we will see this. But Alison, really? I mean, really 56? That's way too much, right? And 28 now you say. So 27, 28, 30, 21 are the 4 options we have. I'm loving this. There are 4 options here. Itesh is also supporting, a lot of players supporting 27. We will find that out when we start our tactics session. Okay, we will get an answer to it. Thanks for participating. I hope you have jotted down the question. It was question number 20. And time for us to go to question number 21, which is, which piece should be touched first while castling? A very important question. So many amateurs, so many beginners often fall into the trap. They touch the wrong piece and then the opponent says, hey, now you cannot castle. So many times I've seen this in local tournaments. You need to be well aware which piece to touch first while castling. Which piece should be touched first while castling? This is my notepad. Which piece should be touched first while castling? Guys, make sure that you are jotting it down. Nobody is spamming. Rajna, what makes you, what, claiming a typo? Okay. That's okay, Alison. I think you doubled it. What did you do? 28 Tuza. But anyway, the thing is, it's not called spamming. Prajna, everyone was answering 27. The same person wasn't answering 27 all the time. Then it would be called spamming. Okay? Be clear on that. And no need to answer all the questions. I gave that offer. I gave that offer only for the last question. Don't answer all the questions. Don't answer all the questions. I will discuss a few answers which I feel are important. Otherwise, you don't have to answer. So stop typing every answer. Okay? We just come on camera one final time to tell you. Don't answer every question. Only answer the questions where I ask your opinion or your answer. Don't answer everything. Because then let everybody work hard. And mind you, seniors, I will look for creative answers and I'll share them on the channel if you present, a very good answer. If you are creative enough, share it with everybody. Next question. So question number 22. Question number 22, guys. Question number 22 is, what is normally considered a sufficient mating material? I repeat, what is normally considered as sufficient mating material? You all know that in order to checkmate or enforce a checkmate, there's definitely some minimum requirement. So the question here is, what is normally considered as sufficient mating material? Please write it down properly. I wonder if parents are also there today. On Sunday, I believe some students like Yatharth said that their parents were also with them, helping them jot down the questions. Prisha, are you able to do this? If you are not able to jot them down, well, I will say this, that the video will be there on the channel. You can always watch it later when your parents come home. This is for the kids. They probably would find it a little difficult to jot down all the questions quickly. This is for them, okay? What is normally considered as sufficient mating material. People are still on that question about maximum control by the queen. We will get the answer eventually, don't worry. We will get to a chessboard and we will find out who is the winner. The next question, the question number 23 for us. The question number 23 is, can a player castle if the king has to cross a square attacked or controlled by an opponent's piece? Well, that's a nice question. That is a very, very good question. Seniors, you can again present good situations, show some positions, share your expertise. Can a player castle if the king has to cross a square attacked or controlled by an opponent's piece? I might go ahead and add the word controlled. Okay. So are you done writing this? I hope you are done writing this. Question number 24. Question number 24. I need some full forms. I need some full forms, guys. What sort of full forms? What are the full forms? The following abbreviations, and there are 4 of them that I have asked. First one is FIDE. FIDE, the governing body for chess, just like you have ICC for cricket. Hey, we have Alison from UK. Alison, are you into cricket? You guys won the World Cup. Are you into cricket, Alison? Do you watch cricket? FIDE is the first one that I want. The second one I want is the full form of IM. Full form of IM is what I want. The third one, what I want and what I'm looking for is GM. GM. I want the full form. The last one I want is FM. So these are the full forms that I am looking for. Hey, Alison loves cricket. So, well, good then. So I gave the example of ICC, the governing body for cricket. So just in the manner that you have ICC controlling cricket, you have FIDE controlling chess, the final authority for chess. So give me the full form. Okay. Question number 24. I want the full forms of 4 abbreviations. I hope you are jotting it down. I am doing it with you. Anglo-Indian boy, I would appreciate not revealing the answers right now because this is a part of the assignment for students. I'm sure that you know the answers and most of the students also know them. It's about conducting a revision because you're not meeting in the hub right now. So let us not discuss all the answers. So some answers, well, definitely I'll ask. Okay, I'll demand answers, but let's not discuss each and every question. Then we will kill the fun. So Anglo-Indian boy, don't share all the answers. Would appreciate that. Next one, please. The question number 25. Question number 25, guys. Question number 25 is, what is the checkmate referred to as when the king cannot get out of the check because he is surrounded by his own pieces? Well, that's nice, is it not? So the king cannot get out of check because he is surrounded by his own pieces. Let me add the article the there. So what is that checkmate called where the king cannot get out of the check because the king is surrounded by his own pieces? Question number 25, guys. What is the checkmate referred to as when the king cannot get out of the check because he is surrounded by his own pieces? Okay, Anglo-Indian boy, no problem. Question number 20, and that's why I'd appreciate people who join right from the start. Anglo-Indian boy, had you been with us from the start, you would know not to reveal the answers. But you just joined. Maybe that's the reason why you're not aware. So please make sure that you join us right from the start. It's fun, I promise you that. Okay, next question, please. The next question is question number 26. Let me read that for you. Question number 26. Name the squares where the rooks are placed at the start of the game. White as well as black rooks. Can you answer this properly? Rooks are, don't answer right now in the chat. I mean, you should write the white positions of the white rooks and the black rooks. Again, for this one, I'm going to suggest that you name the squares or what exactly happened here. Question number 26, name the squares, right? Yeah, question number 26, guys. Name the squares where the rooks are placed at the start of the game, white as well as black rooks. And for this one, I was telling you, for this one, I'm going to suggest a video, how to set up the board, setting up the chessboard. That's where you will get this answer. So name the squares where the rooks are placed at the start of the game, white as well as black rooks. And I am referring to this video that you should watch, setting up the chessboard. You can copy the coordinates and then attempt this answer. Back to the question. Question number 27, guys. Question number 27. What is it? Question number 27 is, can a player castle if the king is already moved? Can a player castle if the king has already moved? What do you think? Can a player castle if the king has already moved? For this one, I will definitely share the video castling. You can watch this video on castling to answer this question. I'm talking about the juniors, the beginners, fresh admissions. Can a player castle if the king is already moved? The seniors, I have an additional question for you. For the seniors, okay? Along with this answer, what you can include in your answer is, what if the rook has moved? Can the castling be done if the rook has moved? I won't say much. I think I have given you a clue about what line to take. So I have just here asked about the king. But what if the rook has moved? Can the castling then be done? So seniors can answer from that angle as well. Okay. So question number 27 is out of the way. Question number 27. I hope that you are done. Question number 28. So I'll have to scroll. Question number 28 is, which side makes the first move in a game of chess? Ooh, that's a very basic question. Beginners would love to score this 1 mark for sure. Which side makes the first move in a game of chess? And I'm talking about the regular rules of chess. Well, don't tell me once you're playing in your college where you allowed your friend with black pieces to make the first move. I am talking about the standard rules of chess. So don't tell me what you did with, what experimentation you did with your friends, just the general rules. Which side makes the first move in a game of chess? And that's why the seniors, you should add more, that because one side makes the first move always, does it give a significant advantage? You can add those things in your answers. Seniors, I would want your answers to be, adding some variety to the answers of the juniors. Don't just write down the answer like the juniors would do. Which side makes the first move in a game of chess? Okay. No answers, please. Tanishq, Raze. Don't answer. Don't answer. Don't answer. What did I just say? You were there when I said this on camera. Do not answer every question. Tanish, Raze, don't answer all the questions. This is a test. Let the juniors also have fun with this. Next question, number 29. What is the correct way to promote a pawn? Guys, this one is so important. I mean, this is really very, very important. Question is, what is the correct way to promote a pawn? So this is question number 29. What is the correct way to promote a pawn? And for this one, I must say that you should watch this video on pawn promotion. Here it is. Pawn promotion. Well, I've actually considered a chessboard and shown the perfect technique of how exactly to promote the pawn. Even grandmasters, sometimes they don't do it perfectly. There is a clear-cut, well-defined way of how you have to do it, how to correctly promote the pawn. Please watch this video on our channel. It's just for a minute and 40 seconds, but I've actually shown the ideal way to promote the pawn. What some players do is they actually just put the queen directly on the queening square, and that ain't the right way to do it. There is a definite way in which you should promote the pawn. So I'm sure if you watch this, you would learn so much more about the methodical way, okay, of promoting the pawn. Next and the final question. Well, let me pull up the notepad again. Some people might not be done writing it. What is the correct way to promote a pawn? And after this, we will actually move to the final question, which means we will have a lot of time at hand to do the tactics. And guess what? I could also play a 5+3 game, and then we could do tactics. We have about half an hour. So I am perfectly okay. Well, let's take an opinion here. How many people over here would be okay with a classical game if this session was to extend for another hour from here? Let me know in the chat. Can we go till 7:30 IST? Let me know that. Because if you are okay with this, if majority is okay, then I will go for a slow game, which is actually what we do on Wednesdays. So I could play a slow game and we will get to do at least 5 tactics. That could happen. Let me know if you are okay with that. I don't think we should waste any more time because I think people are done writing this. Let me go straight to the question number 30. Name the minor pieces. Name the minor pieces. That is your final question. Name the minor pieces. Now, seniors, I will add something here for you. What can you do for this question? Name the minor pieces. Well, what you can do, seniors, is that you can share the names of the pieces, not chessmen. Prajna is still with us, right? Chess pieces in various other languages. Like in Hindi, what do you call them? Or what do you say in German? What do you say in French? You could share. Alison, are you familiar with French? Do you speak French? It's a neighboring country. How good are you at French, Alison? If you could share with us. But the seniors, do some homework. You can tell Russian for that matter. Yes, share the names of pieces in Russian language as well. This is only for the seniors. The juniors, name the minor pieces. That's question number 30 for you. I am talking about the seniors. They could add those details about what the names of the pieces are in some of the other languages. Okay. So yes, Prajna. So chess pieces. I would give you some languages: German, Russian, French, Hindi, at least these four. So people are telling me that they are okay with a slow game. And as usual, when I play the slow game, make sure that you understand the human element of calculation. I don't care about mechanical stuff, what the computer analysis is. Alison says only English. Hey, okay. No problem. I've seen normally. See, I would like to share that I was employed with Accenture earlier. And so I often had friends from UK who were very well versed with French, because the language, French language, because their neighboring country, they used to somehow be very fluent with it. Anyway, you speak English and that's the language of the channel. So yeah, I mean, no problem. I was talking about the slow game. Slow game, and we have an hour to go. So we will play 30 plus 0 or 15 plus 15. But for that, let me go to Leeches and log in. You can continue for some time on the chat. Please allow me some time to log in and then set it up. Okay, so I guess I am on Leeches now. Let me just go for a very slow game. 30 plus 0 is what I've opted for. Let's hope we get the opponent soon. If we don't get an opponent pretty soon for 30 plus 0, I will change the time control and play some other time control, okay? We'll wait for a few seconds. Doesn't look like, well, we have this guy at 15 plus 15. Well, are we going to play the London system, the London Gambit, the English Gambit, England Gambit at e5, because we have Alison with us? Or are we going to play strong with d5, knight f6? Well, let's go for knight f6 here. Well, let's adjust the hub logo, put it at some other location. Just fine here. And well, where am I? Yeah, I am here now. Okay, fine. So this is the Nimzo Indian defense, but our opponent has played not the main line. I'm going to go for d5, which is the move here. 2 pawns in the center, semi-open file for black, and a semi-open file C file for white. That's how it looks. Can we go for a check here? If when it's 15 plus 15, make sure guys that you have to put in a lot of thought and play slowly. It's a slow game. You cannot be winning, losing is one thing, but you have to put in some thought. And I believe last time, well, this is a good assignment. Last time when I played a slow game, I told everybody about the way I come up with my moves. I want someone to type in the chat what were those 5 things or 4 things. About 5 things I mentioned of how I make up my move, how I decide what is going to be my next move. I mentioned and I shared it with you. Let's see how many people actually can type that in the chat. Okay, what am I going to do here? First of all, I'm happy that we are using time. That's the first thing. I'm very happy. Let us always look at the forced sequence. That's how I like to look into it. So are there any forced moves here? Forced moves. Yes, you are right, Arya. Forced moves. That's what we do here. Okay, forced moves. So here forced moves are bishop e4 check. Well, he could play knight here, knight to c3, bishop back to d2. Those are the moves. I could play the move h6, putting a question its bishop about where it wants to go, and it will be good if he exchanges it immediately. If he goes back, then it won't be available in this diagonal. So I guess it is fine to do just that. Let's put the question to this bishop. Because the point is, if the bishop goes back with immediate move, so our opponent is playing very fast. I like it. I like it when our opponent plays very fast. The opponent has forgotten that it's 15 plus 15 game, and the patience has a lot of virtue. Patience is important. Our opponent is playing real quick. By the way, our opponent seems to be fairly experienced. 900 games. 1600 rapid games and 1000 blitz games. So he has more experience than me playing the classical games at least. I have only played 46 games. However, when it comes to blitz games, I played 2000. When it comes to bullet, I have played 8000 games. So he has more experience in the classical department, and I'm surprised he's still playing so fast. Now, because the bishop has gone on this diagonal, not available for defense, I'm definitely now thinking that this bishop check is a very powerful check. So something that is forced, and now my queen can unpin herself with a move like queen to d6. Again, you should observe, guys. You should observe how fast our opponent is playing here. Our opponent is playing very fast. There are 2 reasons. One, that our opponent is impatient, or number 2, that he knows this line. He has played this position before. So we don't know. But whatever it is, our opponent is playing way too fast. It's 15 plus 15, for God's sake. And the game was 15 plus 15. Now it turns out that he has now got 16 minutes on the clock. Anyway, so now let us look at what we can do here. First of all, we can unpin our queen, because that's what is bothering, so that we could play a move like knight e4, putting additional pressure on the bishop. If we play the move queen d6, queen a4 is not f4 exactly, because I can defend it by knight c6, adding protection for the bishop. So I am going to do just that. Now let's see how quickly our opponent plays to this. For a change, this time our opponent is playing pretty slowly. I am happy. So maybe, yeah, no, but this was again fairly quickly. Now if I play the move knight to e4, I think rook c1 is pretty much forced. Yeah, I think that is forced, and that is what I always like to play. Whenever there is a position, you know, where there are forced continuations available, well, I always like to play that. We also have bishop g4, by the way. And if we play knight e4 after rook c1, we have g5, bishop dropping back, and we can get the bishop. It's another possibility. We have castling on the cards, obviously. Let's go with the knight e4 because that's the forcing. The threat is knight takes c3. Well, okay, he has defended that with the queen. The reason why I like it is because of this move now. That's why I thought you'd play rook c1. I think this one now is pretty good. The knight is still under pin, and now my knight can go to g3, unleashing a discovered attack on the queen. So this time bishop has blocked it. So if I move this knight, there is bishop takes that he wants to do. Now should we go ahead and castle or push g5, pushing the bishop back? So many things to watch out in this position, guys. We could go c5 here. g5, bishop g3 is almost forced. Do we have a threat? The knight can't move for the moment. The bishop and the queen attacking the knight, and we have got two supporters. So at the moment things are looking pretty okay. Well, castling is on the cards. I wouldn't like to play bishop g4 now because of the hanging pawn then. c5, what if you have questions? I will have to take then. g5 looks very tempting. It's not very clear where his king is going to go. So let me also not reveal where I want to place my king. Let's go g5. Let's do it. Bishop g3. Now we have 9 minutes, single digit. As students, please enjoy chess. As a coach, my advice number 1 is that you should enjoy your chess. Enjoy the planning you put in. Enjoy the idea of attacking. Win or loss is a part of the game. That will happen. But what you should enjoy is calculation part. Then as a coach, I'll be happy. Now the question is, should we take here? Let's do a deep calculation. Knight takes bishop, attacking the rook. So knight takes bishop. If he takes the bishop, then we can take the rook. So if knight takes bishop, he would probably play f takes or h takes, and then our bishop will have the opportunity to capture on d3. Do we want that? So many interesting situations. By the way, the bishop is attacking the queen. Beginners, you should notice that. So I'm going to definitely take that bishop. He was ready with the move. Mind blowing. He was just ready with the move, guys. Simply ready with the move. There is another threat. He wants to take here. If we take, our rook is hanging. At the moment, the bishop is hanging. So let's exchange. Now we can deal with this threat here with the queen. He has this check, by the way. That would be a fork. Still knight can protect it though. Is castling good here? Messy. But I'll do it. My queen is protecting h6. Thus this game, by this move castling, this game has become wide open, because that is a risky castling. Nobody castles like that. But in a given situation, I thought let's just try, because he was also not revealing his cards where he wants to go with the king. Queenside castling, rather kingside castling, queenside castling is not clear. So let's see now what he does. My queen is indubitably covering h6 pawn. So the knight cannot really take this. Was a threat earlier. Now my knight can come into action very quickly. I would want that. And he doesn't have any queen b5 ideas. That was a major thing here. There was a threat. Fork and b7. It was a check had we not castled. Now this is where we are almost, we have half the time that our opponent has, and our opponent on this move has taken a long while. So he is definitely thinking of something. He thinks there's some good move here. Because of our castling, I'm telling you, our castling was probably the last thing he thought we would do. Okay, so now he has put a question to the bishop. What do you want to do, sir? Do you want to go back? Do you want to take? Well, going back, the bishop has limited things to do on b6. Then we will have to push c6 and make the bishop meaningful somewhere there. What I appreciate is that he is still keeping his cards, a secret. He is not revealing where he wants to go with his king yet. Do I want to part with the bishop? That's the main question. Should I go back? Should I come to b6 and then c6? The knight comes out on d7 this way. Then the bishop could probably go to c7, making a battery with the queen. But there's nothing to hit on here. The point is there's no g3. You cannot hit the g3 square with it. Well, the main thing is, let's go back. I'll tell you a minor reason why we can do that is because if he pushes this pawn, it's very clear he will go short castling. I'm just waiting to see if after that he has a move like knight b5 and a nasty threat somewhere. I don't want to tolerate that. So let's calculate. Bishop a5. Then you have b4 if he pushes that. Are we going to give peace for 2 pawns? Not good. That can't be good. So we'll have to drop back. And then he goes knight b5, attacking the queen and the c7 square. How does that look then? And he has knight to e5. So I'm going to take here. And he was ready with it. He was absolutely ready with this. Now my knight can come into the game. And the way I'm going to bring it is this way. Okay, so now there is a mate threat. We are a pawn down here. How about f5? Yeah, f5. Let's play f5. That castling was a major disaster. That castling thing was a major decision. But we had no other chance, I believe, at that stage. That was nice. So the knight has retreated. I'm happy for that. And let us bring By the way, let us be honest about this. This king is in the center. That's not the best place even for him. Absolutely honestly, that is not the best place even for him. How about we doing this? But there is this rook here. King, bringing king into the game. Nasty. King g7. That's the move I thought I would never make, but I would have to in this situation. So that the rook can also be used in a multi-purpose manner. The knight will look great on e4, mind you. This knight here. The journey is f6 and e4 would look great there. His king is also not super safe. Make no mistake. His knight is not super safe. And now our rooks can come into action here. So he also probably wants to double up or something like that. Does he have this now? Have I allowed him that? Oh no! What have I done? I think I've given f5. Have I given queen takes f5? Yes, I have. What do you do? Oh my god. So unfair. OMG. I thought he would give this check. This is a very bad check because the point is if I go here, he has knight to e5 check. Then what? If I try to escape, well, he has no more checks after that. Let's do it. Check. Is he interested in this check? What check interests him more? We are 2 pawns down. The threat, the check. Let's see. His king does look safe, I'm saying. Hey, our castling decision was something extraordinary. I have to say this. That is the one decision that's extraordinary. However, it's there. There is one thing he could try, which is probably the rook sacrifice idea. If I take this queen d7 mate, yes, he could try that. Of course, obviously, I'm not going to take. So I'm going to say that is the thing. When I said in the opening is playing very fast, I told you there were two reasons why he is playing fast. So I believe clearly that the second option was right, that he actually knows this line. So he has played this, and clearly look at his experience. That's the experience there. We are higher rated than him, mind you. But look at his experience. He's played 900 classical games. 900. Well, that's something, surely. So he's played a lot of these Nimzo Indian lines. No, he is thinking. Well, that's nice. Well, one thing the beginners should know is that we cannot castle long here because the king has journeyed his way back to where his majesty was. Very important. His majesty has come a long way back to his original square. Good to see him utilizing all that time. Sure. So there is this check. The question is, do I want to take or do I not want to take? If I don't take and move to d8, then he has this check, which is a fork. I'll have to lose the rook. I am not prepared for that. So I'm going to definitely take here and then take on f2. So I have the pawn back. I definitely have the pawn back. The question now is, do I take that immediately or do I push for king to a square where knight won't attack anymore? Big question. I don't want him to take and then go for a check here. I think better make our kings get the king to a safe square. That's a better thing to do here. I can always win a pawn back. He has a pawn extra at the moment. Okay. We cannot pin this knight right away because of the check. I think it's better to let him have the lead of pawns. But I think more importantly, we should have a safer king. Then I could, when the knight moves, I could have chances of doubling. My rook is on the 7th rank. Let's not forget that. The pawn on g2 is what we could have taken. The only thing is, I thought our king should have a shelter. Very important concept, guys. The concept is getting the rook on the 7th rank and getting the king into a shelter. If your king is very exposed, there are a lot of check possibilities. So at the moment, again, we are at that stage where we have half the time that our opponent has, but more importantly, enjoying the game. That is again the highlight here. Understand this from the gameplay. Enjoying your game is very important. Then the rating will follow soon. So you can see, I was hoping that he would have played fast for hesitation, but he clearly knew the opening. My opponent has earned my respect 100%, but I think we have a great chance here. He is 2 pawn up 100%, but I think our rook on the 7th rank, whoa, and that knight on e4 is a piece. I am telling you, that knight on e4 is some piece. And now, because I have invested in the move c6, I have the king sheltered on a6 somewhere far away, and the other rook can now come into the game. I was ready for this check, and so now I am going to definitely move to c6. That's the plan, right? Now the knight has no more checks, and I could go to b6 or somewhere along that line. Well, I could play, if I do this, he has this check and probably double up on my 7th rank. But is that somehow okay? What if I go here? He will take the pawn, let him have the 3rd pawn. I'm perfectly okay with that. Let him have the 3rd pawn. Let him have the third pawn. He gives a check. I'll have easy squares then. You know what? Let him have b7. If you're so greedy, have my b7 pawn. I'm okay with that. I'm still okay with that. If you want to go for pawns, go for pawns. I'll be a piece down. That's three points. What I will not make a compromise on are these two important pieces, and with the rook additionally ready to join forces. And yes, if he wants a draw, he is welcome. Mind you, this is not a checkmate here. I have king e6. There is a kind of a mate with the hook's mate with the rook and everything, okay? But then I have king e6 here. That's probably, and at least now what has happened is for the third time now, shall I say, third time is it? For the third time our opponent actually is thinking. I'm happy at that. Despite of being in a position where he's a 2 pawn up, it's not so clear about what it is. Not so clear. Yes, he has an advantage, but we also have our own set of advantages. Call it silver lining in the dark cloud, whatever you want to say, but it's there. Sure. So he has offered a check. What do? Do we go back to c7? Does he want a draw there? I want to go back to c7. There's no doubt about that. I will stay from this knight as far away as I can. I don't want any nonsense here. If he just wants to give us checks, I'm okay for that. I'm game for that. The onus is on his shoulders to go for a win here. He's 2 pawn up. Do you understand the word onus, guys? In the chat, you can tell me. O-N-U-S. You can look it up. He wants to go for it. That's a draw. That's a draw. I'll take that. I'll take that any day. There was no way that, well, did we lose points? Yes, we lost 1 point, guys. We lost 1 point because he was lower rated than us. And whenever that happens, the player with a higher rating normally loses some point. So we lost 1 point. The onus was, that's why I said being 2 pawns up was not enough. He knew that those G pawns were weak. Human speaking, I'm not talking about the computer analysis. That we will do now as to where we, blundered those pawns. Let's go ahead and do that, guys. Let's pull up some analysis. Let's go to the start of this game. Let's pull up analysis. This is the Nimzo Indian. D5, correctly played. Pawn capture. Then you have H6. Look at that. This computer suggestion. Brilliant. Oh, now the computer wanted us to play G5 immediately. This is fantastic. We didn't do that. I think we gave a check. The knight blocked it. Oh, the computer wanted bishop F5. We went queen D5. Looks okay. The knight. I like this. Look at that. Whenever there is force play, this force play. Brilliant. So we played the forcing move. And look at that. Did I not say rook C1 was forced? Guys, observe this. I said rook c1 was much better there, but he played queen, and there is a grandmaster game here. Alexander Shabalov has played this game. He was in this situation, but rook c1 was played. You can clearly see after this. Now we are out of the database. After the move queen c2, there is nothing more. The computer wants us to castle, but hey, oh, that was something totally interesting. Now what happened is we played g5, the bishop went back, computer first showed the arrow of bishop takes but wants us to move the queen. We took, he took, bishop exchange. We castled. Look at that. The castling was a major disastrous move. Plus 3 for white. That's a piece up. Plus 3. Nah, not good. So over here, instead of going for this tempting bishop f5, which looks like lining up, the bishop with the queen, but the better idea was to castle, according to the computer. And immediately going for this g5. Let's look at this line. If I go g5, goes is there a sacrifice here? No, clearly minus 2.9, 2.8, minus 3. Okay, so this sacrifice doesn't work. So there is, of course, bishop g3. And then you have the knight. And then we could have gone. So anyway, our policy of having pawns on h6 and g5 was not all that wrong. But to have castled in that position was horrible. We played very well after that to finally come into the game. That investment of 2 pawns, I let him have the pawns for, an ending that for human looks unclear. And so we got a draw. Although our opponent had a lot of time to think. What? Yes, onus. It showed that you have suffered. No, that's not onus. That's not onus. Onus is the burden of responsibility on the shoulder. The onus means that he had the burden on his shoulder. The responsibility lied on our opponent's shoulders to actually go for a winning game. He took a draw. We were minus 2. So we would definitely take a draw. Now time for our tactics, guys. Hopefully you will be ready. I'll get ready for the tactics. As usual, I'll draw the arrows. We will do at least 5 tactics. Be ready for it. Let me get ready myself. First one that we will deal with today is guys, it's white to play. The first one is white to play. And let me show you some arrows and choose. Do you think that we should go for the move bishop c3? Should we go for the move, should we go for a move knight g5? Should we go for a sacrifice of sorts, or should we just block the queen and then go for rook b1 or something like that? Okay, so your countdown can begin. I am going to give you, as usual, 2 minutes, and it is white to play. Yeah, your time starts. By the way, let me just beg your pardon. Let me just adjust it properly. Yeah, okay, now you can see, guys. I hope the answers are ready. Is it none of these? What arrow is right? Is it the green one? WhatsApp arrow? Yeah, the time is up and it is indeed the green arrow. Congratulations if you saw that. That's a fork. So let me show it how does a fork look. So basically what's going to happen is, because of the green arrow, we are going to play the bishop to c3, attacking the rook on h8 and the bishop and the queen on b2. So yes, we are going to do this, and after the queen moves, we can take the rook. By the way, before we go and do anything else, I want to check the answer. Remember 27, 21, Alison said 56. How many? What's the maximum number of squares that the queen controls? Let's find it out. Imagine our queen is here on the square d4. Let's count the number of squares, guys. Let's count the number of squares. And honestly, let me know how many people gave the correct answer here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26 and 27 squares. How many people correctly answered 27? Please say yes. 27. How many people? Alison corrected from 56. She cut it by half and she said 28. But she would be standing on the 28 square, Alison. So what she controls beyond that is 27. 28 would be the square d4, which you can see here. Okay, is it not? Let me take you back. 28 square is that blue circle. Make no mistake. Probably that's why she said 28. Alison, is that so? Is that why you said 28? But the others were talking about the control. She would be standing on d4, but then controlling the remaining 27. No, but you cut it by half, and Alison, I think you said 28. So was 28 the answer because you considered even the blue circle? Because the blue circle is 28. What she controls is 27. Anyway, congratulations to all. Congratulations to all those who said 27. Good students. Very nice. This is the basic knowledge that you should have. Next, tactics. Okay, position number 2. The position number 2 that we have for today is going to be black to play. Here it is. It is black to play. Let me pull the black to play thing. It is black to play. My arrows now. So it's black to play, and so are you interested in playing this check? Are you interested as a black player to save your pawn? Are you interested in giving a check, or are you simply interested in launching your own attack? Let me know. It's not white to play anymore, black to play. Okay, so seniors, keep your answers ready with the full line. And by the way, the seniors should also mention the name of the tactic. The time is up. Let the seniors not forget their responsibility. The responsibility, seniors, is to show the complete line with the name of the tactic. Remember, that's one of the questions today we saw for the test, the chess theory paper. So please specify what tactic it is. The seniors should do that. The juniors can just choose the color, and apparently some people think it is none of these. If you think it's none of these, you are wrong. There is definitely the answer there, and it is the red arrow. Congratulations those who thought the red arrow, and Alison was right. She gave the clear indication why you should be careful. See what happens here. The seniors, did you type that there is yes, finally my dear Rudra has typed in the chat that it is destroying the defender. The seniors should type the complete line. It is called destroying the defender. That's right, Spidey. Red arrow. And now the reason why you should be careful is if you just give this check, the king can go to d6 and still maintain the support. But then if you give the check from d2, Srinath, very nice. Srinath was the one also. Srinath said the red arrow, but he was not very sure. Okay, so what happens is that if you give this red check, rook d2 check, the king has to go away from the support, and the king can no more support the rook, and then we will win. Yes, destroying the defender is right. Well, Alison, you can also do this next time. Along with just the answer, you can specify the name of the tactic. Let us quickly move to the next one. Congratulations again, all those who said the correct answer. Wonderful. Is Prajna giving answers, by the way? Have you lost Prajna, or is she here with us? Prajna, kindly come in if you are here. Or did you have to leave at 7? That was the scheduled time 20 minutes ago. The next one, please. The next one is also going to be black to play. Here it is. Okay, let me give you my options. It is black to play. So are you interested in safeguarding your bishop? So will you just safeguard your bishop and bring it back? Are you interested in giving a check as a black player? Are you interested in taking the h3 pawn with the queen and give a check? Or are you flamboyant and do you want to just take this pawn on b4? Or is it none of these? Think about it. I'll be back. Okay, the time is up. What do you think the seniors should type now? And also mention the, yes, whether it is a mating net, what tactic this is. So Vihang is saying queen takes h3 check, king g1 is forced, queen h8 is checkmate. So it's a mating net or a mating combination. Congratulations, the golden arrow. Well, there is a lot to say about that golden arrow. A golden arrow, chrome arrow, orange arrow, yellow arrow, whatever you call it, that was the correct answer. And this is a mating combination, clearly. So you have queen takes, let me show that to you. Queen takes h2, h3 check. And then you have a forced mate to follow. Queen takes h2 check. Force move was king going back, and now knight is protected by the bishop, so queen h1 is checkmate. Congratulations, absolutely. Oh, Alison, you think Prajna is brilliant? She is. And by the way, I must say, is there a little favoritism because she is a girl? Is that so, Alison? You mentioned that the other players are also good. I get the kind of vibe that this is the first girl whom you actually in our group have gelled well with. Maybe you like Prajna. Alright, but I'll take that and I will pass it on to Prajna. We have our group on WhatsApp, Alison. I will pass this to her. Yes, and there are many players at the hub who show great promise. And having said that, let me also appreciate you, Alison. You're such a regular viewer of our channel. You join us from UK. The timings are so different. You're still with us. It's amazing. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I pass your compliment to Prajna. Next tactic, please. The next one is again going to be black to play. And here it is. Let me give you your options. So do you want to actually attack this knight with the move rook to b4? Do you want to attack this rook by playing bishop d3? Do you want to play the move g5 attacking the bishop, or do you want to play the move f6? Interesting choices. Okay, so the time is up and the answers are, well, there are a lot of people who say blue arrow, and they also mention that it is a fork, and that is absolutely right. Absolutely right. Okay, congratulations. Let me do that quickly. So yes, blue arrow is right, because if I play this, it just forks. And but of course now I don't want to take the knight, it's protected, so I will go ahead and take the bishop. And by the way, now we are going on to the last of the tactics today, and we will bring the lecture to end after this one last tactic. Okay, before that, let me remind everybody that we are meeting tomorrow, and tomorrow is going to be something special again, because it is the lecture for the A batch, and we will talk about study games. We will probably go through another set of 10 players, and for Allison I will incorporate some Brits as well. So let's see, last time you said, Allison, that you knew, I believe you were talking about Korchnoi, Victor Korchnoi. You said that he was the only player whom you knew from the list, and I gave the answer. So tomorrow I'll bring some Brits in the slide as well, and hope you will identify. Tomorrow is a lecture for the A batch. There will be study games, there will be about famous chess players, and still if there is time, then I will play a 5+3 game, or maybe 1 or 2 bullet games for tomorrow. IST, Indian Standard Time, 6 o'clock, just like today. Okay, last tactic coming up. It is again black to play. Here it is. The arrows. Okay, what are the arrows? Let me give you the arrows. It's black to play. So do you want to go for something like a queen g2? Do you want to go for something like blue arrow, rook taking the pawn? Do you want to go ahead and chase the queen? Or do you want to go ahead and play queen to e5 attacking the pawn? Okay, what is it that you want to do here? Interesting. Very interesting. Or is it none of these guys? Who knows? Find it out. Okay, the time is up. So the seniors have now got to type. Well, this one is fantastic. And if the seniors tell me the answer to this one, I'll be very happy. It is none of these. None of these. But hey, if it is none of these, then the onus is on your shoulders. Second time I'm using this word. The onus is then on your shoulders to tell me what is it then. So let's see what our friends are saying. They are saying rook d4, wherever the queen moves, rook h4, checkmate. Saumitra is also saying it's rook d4 trying to deflect. Now that's the word I wanted. That is the word I wanted from the seniors. Deflection. In chess there is the names of the tactics. Deflection. You get the queen deflected. So Rudra Mukadam, you gave us some new names for the arrows. Well, none of these is none of these, right? I suppose none of these is none of these. And so the correct answer here is rook d4. Yeah, absolutely amazing. So rook d4, and the queen has nowhere to go where she could have been able to provide this support for this square. Notice, taken by the queen, taken by the queen, taken by the queen, and taken by the rook. Okay, so the queen had nowhere to go, and so there was a sacrifice, and now we should just take the queen. Well, let me go back and show that to you. I was on the camera all the while. Let me show that to you guys one more time. It's very important. Look. Now what happens after the move rook d4 is that the queen will have no way of controlling the square h4. That's why you couldn't play rook h4 checkmate immediately, okay? It's not checkmate. The queen controls, the rook is controlling here, queen controls, the rook controls. So there was no way that the queen could control this h4 square. So rook d4, and then after the queen takes on d4, you just take the free queen, and queen versus rook queen is always the winner. Fantastic, what a session. Enjoyed bringing the session to you. And well, Alison, I must say inconvenience is regretted, because on Sunday the others who are a part of our WhatsApp group were communicated on WhatsApp about the connectivity issues, but for you the screen must have been static. You must be wondering what just happened on Sunday. So sorry for that, and we will meet tomorrow 1800 hours Indian Standard Time. The following things will happen: famous chess players, I will incorporate some Brits, and we will go ahead and study some games. I won't play, but I'll show you some games. And then if we have time, either I'll play a 5+3 game, or we might go for a couple of bullet games. So that's action lined up for tomorrow. Okay, 1800 hours. Make sure for now, make sure that we will meet tomorrow, and also that the seniors should not be late. Well, what happens is if you join us a little late, then you don't know what's going on. You should be there on time. Okay, we will meet. Difficult one to see. Everyone saw that. Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for the feedback, Alison. And we will meet tomorrow. Up until that time, please stay at home. Do not unnecessarily venture outside. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.